glue stick here. Did I already use a whole glue stick? Yes, I did. Happens all the time. It's probably something I should give up for Lent. We're going to let those cool and set. But now that the initial setting is done, I can kind of go on to something else. Here you have leaves, so we'll use some leaves. Just make this a little bit more decorative than it already is. And put that underneath just like that. And you can kind of fine-tune this on your own and, you know, do your own flower arrangements. And we're going to set this yellow guy right here. Isn't that cute? Oh. And Mardi Gras is also a place you definitely want to take a taxi because they know where they're going and you don't. Unless you live there. But when I was there, when I was there the first time by myself, I decided to actually go sightseeing during the day, and I wanted to go see St. Louis No. 5 because I'd seen it in a movie and it looked so cool, but I never actually found it because I didn't know where I was going. Let's see, put that there. No. So, I did find another similar place, but St. Louis No. 5, if you don't know, is a cemetery. And their cemeteries are actually an interesting tourist destination because, well, they're all very old places, but they are cemeteries, and one of the unique things about a place like New Orleans, because it's on the Gulf Coast there, is that when the water's high and, you know, even on just a regular day, you know, things, the water, the sea level is up high, so the way that they built the cemetery is the graves are above the ground because New Orleans is at sea level, and yes, on a high sea level day, the bodies could actually float up to the surface. And I know that sounds really gross, but you know, I don't think that's happened in a long time because they tried to take care of that. You know, they used their technology to figure out the best way to do it. But the thing that's cool about them now is that they're these old monuments, old stonework. And if you go to one of the tours, you know, at the time where the tour begins, sometimes there's a funeral procession. And I don't know if you know what that is, but it's sort of like a parade. And as I said, there's jazz there. And the jazz artists are actually, they play, and it rains there a lot, and you see them with their umbrellas, and, you know, you should actually Google some pictures of New Orleans if you've never been there, but don't spoil it all, because then you might not ever go, because you've seen it all. But now we're going to do this, and, see, it's purple feather. But, there's just so much to do there, and it's all so culturally oriented. I'm sorry, I'm doing this off camera. But here is your feather, and I put that glue there. And I'm going to wait for it to stick, and then I'm actually going to put some more glue over on top of the the stem of the feather just to make sure that it is on there good and it won't fall off eventually. But the thing I wanted to tell you about the feathers is I got these years ago, and I actually had them sitting in a drawer. I got a bunch of them. I suckered my mom into buying these. And, you know, now I kind of realize that I don't know if, you know, these are taken from live animals or if they were treated properly when they were removed from the birds, because obviously this is a real feather. It's colored with a dye, but I'm going to let that cool. But now, you know, I do like to be a little bit more earth conscious, a little bit more animal conscious, a little bit more friendly in general. I don't like to do something I don't know where it comes from. And like I said, these are made out of styrofoam, so you could find a company that recycles the materials. And again, if they're from Mardi Gras, there's a good chance that it is recycled material, because you should see the mounds of garbage, because everybody hangs out in the street. And wow, just Google it sometime, or just you know what you're doing if you ever want to visit. So while we're waiting for the mask to cool, I have this peacock feather, and I don't like the way it's cut. Looks like it just got a brand new haircut, so I'm gonna just shape it a little bit. Alright, and that should be good. So I'm going to put this peacock feather on here. Where do you think it should go? There. Does that look good? That looks good. And you want to put it at a different angle than your original big feather, because sometimes your big feather will kind of take over just like a big bird. But again, do that. And you wait for the glue to cool, and we're gonna pause, and I'm gonna do that. It's fake feather, leaf, and I'm just gonna put him on there, and he kind of holds down the fort like that. And if he shows up in the front with the other leaves, not feathers, leaves, it's not a bad thing. It's just more ornamental. I may fix that a little bit before I ship this out to the lucky winner at the end of the video. Yes, this will be given away as a prize at the end of the video, as well as the other mask that I was wearing. So as long as you pay attention and, you know, do the secret surprise steps that you have to take to win, this could be your mask. Centerpiece. Now, New Orleans is also known as the Crescent City, so why not have a crescent moon? And actually, you want to put your glue on your smaller object first. In fact, you can remember this and use this technique in other things, but you want to use it on your smaller end. Never take it all the way out to the edge, because when you smush your when you smush your piece down, okay, I'm having trouble doing that. Okay, let's start over. Okay. See how quickly that cools, though? It's important. Important for you to learn that. But yes, you never take it out to the edge, because when you smush your piece down onto your other piece, you don't want it to smush the globs of glue out where it shows. So let's try this again. Alright, so take it, put it just in the center there, hold on tight, and as I was saying, New Orleans is also nicknamed the Crescent City because it's on the Gulf Coast, and that's shaped like a crescent, and the city is shaped like a crescent. And how's that look? I think that looks cool, huh? What do you think? Alright, now we're going to move on to ribbons. Have your scissors handy. I like to just kind of do this and just widen it a little bit. No need to go overboard because then your ribbon falls out. Uh-oh, where's my other one? Did I cover it up? No, look, I didn't. Yeah, didn't cover it up. But you need to be able to put regular size ribbon through this, not just string. So do that. Now, New Orleans is very rich in its musical heritage, so I thought I'd use some musical ribbon. And you want to take your ribbon, kind of put it like this. You can actually put glue in there just to kind of secure it. But, you know, only use a little bit because you need to make sure that this goes through this. And let's do that. Sometimes you can use your scissors too to kind of push it through. And there it goes. A little bit like, well, we won't talk about that. Oop. Well, it was working. All right. Well, anyway, once you figure out what the heck I'm trying to do here, and you do it yourself, then you'll know how to do it yourself. Got it. I suppose it's really nice if you know how to sew. You can kind of make this a little bit neater. But I always just tie a knot. There goes my camera. Okay, once you get your ribbon to go through, you want to pull it out just a little bit more so you have some leeway to work with. And you tie a little bit of a knot. You know, if you know a better way to do this, please let me know. And then, ooh la la. There we go. And then you pull it back down. Sometimes you can trim off the edge. Just don't trim too much because then the knot comes undone. You see how that is? But if I trim down here, it would definitely unravel. And after everything I said about using this hot glue gun, I have just burned myself worse than I have ever before. I don't know if you can see that using this camera. Shine the light on this beauty. But that really, really hurts. So you do want to be careful. And there's other alternative methods to gluing. You can use tacky glue. I suggest this brand. It's Aleene's. She's got her own, but I just, that hurts so bad. So, you know, just be careful, and always have your parents here with you. But yeah, I'd say the glue gun is when you get, you know, when you're old enough to drive and, you know, control a car, you're probably old enough to use one of these, but it is going to hurt sometimes. Ouch. If you would like to win either of the masks that you saw in this tutorial, subscribe and post in the comments, and have a happy and safe Mardi Gras.